Tibet majestically stands on the roof of the world. She rises to fame in the world because of her unique culture. Her azure blue skies, leaps and bounds of plains, holy mountains and lakes, everlasting snows, give people a constant picture of beauty. Her deepest penetration of Buddhism is another source of attraction. Folks say the glow in the morning or evening in Dada are beautiful, and the glowing of the earthen hills likewise is attractive. It was in the evening glows that we entered into this vast expanse of earthen hills in a blur of mist and rain. As if in a deep dream, we toured another world. The evening glow of the earthen hills appeared in glory, with their lofty forts, watchtowers, and palaces, standing one above the other. Such work of nature was a marvel to us. The geological structure of this place appears somewhat strange. Legend has it that once there was a stretch of water and wind under the blue sky, and in the course of time, the land of earthen hills gradually appeared to the surface from the depth of the sea. Truly, this is an interesting legend, but it can be scientifically verified in some ways. According to scientists, this area seems to have been an extensive lake about 500 kilometers in diameter, which rose with the growth of the Himalayas. After blasts of wind and rain upon the earthen hills standing at the surface of the lake, the area became what we see today. Tali Monastery, snugly nestling upon these earthen hills, is well known in Tibet. It was built by Yishewo, a prince of the Guga kingdom, in the 11th century. Atisha, the great master from India, had spent time teaching Buddhism. Later, many Buddhist masters set foot on the soil. Among the remains, the assembly hall, built in the shape of a mandala, is the main building. Its maroon color stands out in this gorge. There are always people making circumambulations round the Tali Monastery along the narrow earthen hilly path with prayer wheels in hand. The smooth flowing of the Langchengkabab River mingles in the glow of these earthen hills, making it look dreamlike. Hawks gliding in the air seem to tell an age-old story which will lead us to the kingdom of Guga. The remains of the Guga kingdom are in Zabaran, 10 kilometers to the west of Zada County. A complex of forts stands on the steep slopes of yellow earth about 300 meters in height. Caves, stupas, watchtowers, temples, and palaces prominently, layer upon layer, in an orderly way. These caves, which densely cover the slopes, were mostly used as homes for people to live in. They are strictly stratified. Those at higher levels, which are made better and spacious, are for the nobles, and at lower levels, smaller and lower in structure, are for slaves, and some are used as meditation cells for monks. Such steep hills as fortifications are really hard to climb. It's a wonder how the people of Guga managed to climb them. As a matter of fact, the clever Guga people dug secret tunnels inside the hill, and these caves were made to serve as windows for light and protection. The secret tunnels are made in a winding stairway that lead directly to the royal palace on the summit. A royal palace occupies the summit because of safety and to symbolize the highest power of the king. This palace, preserved in relatively good condition, was the summer palace of the king. However, the flames of battle burned down the forts and the sand buried the heroes. Gazing into the past, only scene of desolation meets the eye. A prosperous history of 700 years, starting in the 10th century, with 16 generations of kings ruling over a strong kingdom of 100,000 people, abruptly ended in flames with an invasion of Ladakis in a battle in 1630. Why is it that the kingdom disappeared so suddenly? Where did the 100,000 people go without a trace? This will probably remain a secret. On this ruined soil, only the temples remain unharmed. The few temples in existence at halfway up to the hill respectively are the Tara Temple, the Red Temple, the White Temple, and the Cycle of Life Temple. They are built in perfect Tibetan style. The figures of a lion, an elephant, a horse, and a peacock are carved on the eaves of the roofs, which probably symbolize the 4 holy rivers that originate from Kailash. The river of out of the lion's mouth, the river of out of the elephant mouth, the river of out of the horse mouth, the river of out of the peacock's mouth, and the Ganges River. Murals are the crystallization of the Guge art. Although they were painted many years ago, they still shine brightly on the walls. They are rich in contents. They include parables, fairy tales, and stories about the lives and production of the people of Guga. Through these pictures, we can understand the politics, economics, and civilization of the Guga kingdom and know more of their rise and fall. Today, along the riverbed of the Longchen Kaaba, archaeologists have discovered ancient ruins and forts around Zabaran, the one-time capital of the Gugas. The ruins at Pingyang in the village of Donkar to the north of Zabaran is a page of civilization of the Gugas. The ruins in Pingyang are very big, with more than 1,000 caves alone. They are as dense as a honeycomb dotted on the slopes of a hill for a stretch of about 1 kilometer at length. The most precious objects found in these caves are the murals. They are rich in content and reveal a colorful world to us. Presently, many more caves are yet to be excavated, but once excavated, they might become as famous as the Juan Cave in Qinghai province. Close to the ruins in Puran is the Gongkar riverside, which is the legendary palace of the daughter. The high precipice standing here is said to be the Parting Rock. The natives say this was the spot from which the Dakiness Yintok Namo sadly took flight to heaven, leaving behind her beloved prince Norsan. Leaving Puran, along the bank of Macha Kabab, 15 kilometers to the south, we arrive at Kojak, a village bordering Nepal. The monastery at Kojak is famous in Nari because its image of the god of wisdom is once said to have been consecrated by the eminent monk Rinqing Zampo. People from the neighboring countries and the natives often come here on pilgrimages. The flickering butter lamps and the chanting of prayers never die out here. At Kojak, we were lucky enough to see a local traditional folk dance. These traditional folk dances are usually performed only at festivals. Such dances are recorded in murals depicting the welcoming ceremony of Atisha from India to Ngari. Their traditional dances, performed to the rhythm of songs and drums, took us back into ancient age of fairy tales. This is the fairy tale of Ngari, or Ngari and a fairy tale.